So who's involved in the home buying process? You might be interacting with the housing counselor, depending on your situation. If you need help with credit repair, as Mike at ARC mentioned earlier, there's HUD counseling agencies that offer free services. An appointment with Jessica is always helpful because she can also guide you. There's a lot of lenders have these calculators that can kind of estimate, okay, if you pay off this debt, what would that look like? And so it's not necessary to pay all of your debt at any given time. A lot of people will think, oh, all debt is bad. And there's good debt and bad debt and okay debt, meaning it may or may not impact your home buying process. Then the lender is involved, and under the lender's team, they will have a loan processor, an underwriter, and a loan closer. And these are people that you usually don't interact with besides the lender, Jessica. And so you'll have a consultation, for example, with Jessica or your lender, and then they will hand off the file of paperwork to, not physically, but probably digitally, right? The paperwork to an underwriter and the loan closer so they can verify all the information with a fine-tooth comb. Then there's the insurance agent. You might be able to, you're more than welcome to use your own insurance company that you're currently using, but we as realtors always highly recommend comparing at least 3 companies with any type of service. It's important to know whether or not you can save money and whether or not the policy you have is the best policy, is the biggest bang for your buck. So comparing is really important. You have us real estate brokers on your side. Now, we represent both buyers and sellers all the time, and so we know both sides of the coin. It's really important to know that. We've been teaching these classes for 8 years now, and so we know a lot of these programs like the back of our hand, and it's really important to work with brokers who are knowledgeable. Then there's the home inspector, home appraiser, title officer, and escrow officer. And the home inspector is somebody, that you as the buyer you choose, and the home appraiser is somebody that the bank orders a third-party company when we get under contract. The title and escrow officer are usually chosen by the listing broker or the one representing the sellers. Sometimes we buyers agents, if we're representing you in the transaction, sometimes we'll have a special request, but all title and escrow companies are neutral. They're third parties, so they don't represent neither the buyer or the seller. They're just that neutral transaction. We'll learn more about that later on in the class.